financial education is at least as important as core topics taught at the high school level. Now, it's not just me saying that, it's nearly 9 out of 10 Americans saying that. Here earlier in the month, we commissioned a survey and they asked 1,281 high school students to compare financial education versus various subjects, 13 different topics taught at the high school level. Things like algebra, English, uh, geometry, biology. So, against those core subjects taught at the high school level, and the evidence was overwhelming. Again, almost 9 out of 10 said financial education is equal to or more important than those subjects that are being taught. The exact number is 88.77. Now, across those 13 subjects, 10 of those financial education topped. People said financial education was more important than 10 of those. I'll get to some of those here in a bit. There was 3 topics where they said financial education is of equal importance. And that was English, American government slash civics, one in the same class, and also economics. Now, economics is a class that also covers personal finance, so that's an important note there. Now, across your math and sciences, which makes up about a third of our kids' education time, financial education dominated. People said it was far more important. In fact, of your science, we look at chemistry. 3.98 said chemistry was more important. Only 4% said chemistry was more important. Uh, Roughly 8% said biology was more important. Across your math, algebra 1, algebra 2, and also geometry. The highest rated one there was 9.9% said any one of those subjects was more important than financial education. So it really dominated those groups. And again, across the board, 9 out of 10 people roughly said financial education is of equal or more important than the core subjects taught. Now, it's not just our survey saying that. There's many other surveys and data points out there. You can look them up online. American Bankers Association, Americans agree financial concepts should be taught in school, 87%. NEFI, states should require personal finance courses to graduate, 83%. Um, uh, Supporting implementing policies that mandate financial education in schools, 94%. So overwhelmingly, people are in favor of financial education. Again, we're not saying it's more important. With the Make Financial Education core, we're saying it's of equal importance and it should be treated that way, held to the same time, standards, rigor, and accountability as your core academic subjects. Now, the reason this is important, these data points, is because it shows our academic system is not listening to our graduates. We have hundreds of millions of people that have graduated our public education system, yet their voices are ignored. And this is going against education best practices. So, whenever you're developing a program, any type of education program, it starts with a needs analysis. Why do students need it? How will it benefit them? It's really about learner centered prioritization. And a big part of that is listening to feedback and making data driven modifications to accommodate the needs of the learner. And this isn't me saying this, this comes from academia. So, for all our teachers out there, curriculum developers, this is fundamental to you. This is what you do on a regular basis. And this is from the academic institutions that said, hey, this is best practices when you're developing programs. In fact, most programs start with a pilot program to assess the feedback from students and make those modifications. And yet, with all this feedback, overwhelming feedback, 9 out of 10 people in this country feedback, they ignore what students say, what parents say, what taxpayers say, and instead they focus on topics that has little relevance to our kids, and for many, they'll never need it again in their life. Financial education is different. And we're not saying with this campaign, we're not saying get rid of other subjects. All we're saying is financial education is at least of equal importance. And because it is of equal importance, it should be held to the same standards, accountability, time, and rigor of core subjects.